Okay, so what are you doing now?
Well, this is the front of this cardigan.
Can I show the pattern? Is that okay?
Sure, of course.
Okay, so here's the pattern. This is what one of the patterns looks like. And so you can see the neckline over here on the left side. Okay, and so that's what Bill's going to be showing us right now, is that he's decreasing these stitches and how he does that.
Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm moving 3 stitches. Here's 3 stitches, and I'm moving them over 1 needle. Okay.
So he's got an instrument like the one that he had before, but it's got 3 prongs on it. Okay. One thing I thought I'd mention while he's doing this is, even though this machine is not as old as the Grosser, the one from 1890, it works the same way. It's the same principles. So if we were making Mr. Calderon's sweater all on machines from that period, it would be pretty much the same kind of thing. This handle would probably not be made of plastic, it would be metal. That's, you know, that kind of thing.
That was the last row.
Okay, so are you going to do the neck now?
This is the next done.
The next. Okay, so we're not going to do ribs up on the neck like you sometimes do.
No, I'm going to knit a separate button band.
Okay.
It's going to go all the way around the front.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you taking it off now?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll watch him take it off. Okay, so it's this long thing here. It's got the pocket. This is kind of like the piece that we showed earlier. It's really beautiful. And Bill's been doing this for about 40 years, almost 40 years. He and his late wife Beth started this back in the 70s, 1970s. They started out because they were requested by Perry Ellis, right? He was a designer back then, and he had asked them to do some prototypes for them.
Yep.
And then they ended up doing prototypes for Bill Blass and Ralph Lauren and I don't know who else.
Calvin Klein.
And they started kind of a factory. But they had women doing this in their homes, right?
Yeah, but we also had a factory.
Okay.
And we had 30 or 40 people who knitted for us.
And they did work for French Creek and some of the mail order catalogs. And then they decided to move out here to the Eastern Shore in Maryland, and so they started a smaller shop that they called Chester Knitting Company, and that went until about 8 or 9 years ago. And Bill has just started this now as an online business about a year ago. So this is kind of a new manifestation of that. And he just does this kind of in his spare time. He's full-time, he's a realtor.
Right.
What do you mean, right? You are. You're a realtor. He sells houses. And he does a good job of it.
Okay. Now, what you're looking at here is where's that other piece?
It's all curled up, so it's hard to show what it's going to look like, but this will give you kind of a general idea of how kind of a
This is the one side. Okay.
Don't get too close, we can't see you.
And this is the other side.
Okay.
All right.
Can you back up just a little bit, sweetie? We can't see you. There you go. Okay. And that thing hanging down at the bottom of each one is the pocket. It'll be pulled up.
Right. Yeah, and the pocket gets pulled up and stitched down.
And if I'm here when Linda, our finisher, is here to do that, then I'll try to get some videos of that too.
Okay.
All right.
So there you go.